Okay, welcome back. Let's jump right back into slope. Uh, we're going to use that now to find a slope from a graph. Couple ways you can do this, okay? If you recall, slope is our, change in y over change in x. So we can do that here, okay? And in this case, we're going to start creating some triangles. I'm going to go up from this point, right? So that's going to be a positive 1, 2 units, right? I went up, which is positive 2 units, over, right? And if I go right, that is also a positive direction on the number line. So this is going to be positive 2. And I'm going to count this on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is plus 5. And I'm going right, positive 5, which does make our slope, right, 2/5. I do want you to be aware of, however, okay, you could also start at this point. And this is going to take us back to, 1.6. We could also go down, right? This would be a negative movement. This is the same thing as saying down, or negative 2, over, right, change in y, change in x of negative 5. Right, and then this ratio here of negative 2 over negative 5, two negatives when over division, which what our fraction bar tells us to do, is indeed a positive rate. So we're gonna, that negative 2/5, the negative 2 over negative 5 is the exact same slope, yields us the exact same slope as positive 2 over positive 5. Let's look at this a different way, shall we? Let's take it from the points. So I've got this ordered pair of negative 3, positive 2, right? So I've got this ordered pair of negative 3, positive 2. And I have this ordered pair of, right, 3, 0. And I can use my equation here, right, our slope equation, where m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, and all that means for us is, you saw this from here, let's apply that to an actual graph. Those little 2's and 1's, don't get confused about that. This is just literally our first x value. This is our second x value, right? And we talked about that with our rate of change table. Our x values would be over here, right? These are all of our x values. These are our y values. All right. So we're looking at the relationship between our y's and our x's here. What's happening with our change in y? So this is our first y value. This is our second y value. So I'm going to take that m, and I'm going to subtract, right, my second y value, y2, 0, minus 2, over 3 minus a negative 3. And this is why 1.5 was so important. You can use a calculator if you like. It's just not necessary if you know how to do your integers. 0 minus 2 is negative 2 over positive 6. And as always, just like I taught you back in elementary school, put everything in simplest form. My common factor between 2 and 6 is 2. This becomes negative 1/3. So my slope equals negative 1/3. All right, let's do that if we have 2 points here. So what is my slope of my line? Just get in the habit until you actually know how to do it. Get in the habit of actually just writing your slope equation out until you have it memorized, okay? Eventually you'll know it, but here we go. M equals, and you're just doing variable substitution from, I think, 1.2, honestly. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Go ahead and label, right? I've got my first x value, my second x value, my first y value, my second y value. Okay, and I'm gonna substitute here. I'm gonna have negative 2 minus 0, right? Negative 2 minus 0. My y's, my change in y goes on top, and then 3 minus a negative 1. Okay, that ends up with negative 2 minus 0 is negative 2 over 3 minus a negative 1 is the same thing as plus plus, right? This is going to be negative 2 over 4. All right, so my slope, when I simplify that, is going to be negative 1/2. Okay. Finally, let's talk about a few trends in slope, right? Our first one, right? We've kind of a really, like, I'm doing overkill on this, but I do want you guys just to recognize this. So if I have m equals a positive y number over a positive x value, or as we talked about, right, negative y value over a negative x value, the whole point is I'm going to have some sort of positive slope. My slope will always be positive here. Right? Because no matter what's happening, there you go, let's try this. Right, I can go up and right, both are positive, or down and left, both are negative. I'm still going to get a positive slope. So let's talk about what a negative slope looks like. Right? This is the trend of a negative slope. Looks something like this. Sorry, I don't draw very straight, but it's going to go down from left to right. And what's happening here is you have, right, some slope where you have a negative y, right, negative y change over a positive x change. So here's negative, here's positive. Or you have a positive y change over a negative x change, right? So you go positive y, see if I can find where it's crossing, over negative x. This is a positive movement. This is a negative movement, right? So always changing y over changing x first. Yeah, I should probably show that here, right? Positive, positive, negative, negative. Finally, you have something where you get maybe a 0, right? So if y equals 0, you're changing y as 0 over x. You'll get something that runs like this. Sorry, and I can't draw very straight up with this pen, but this is really just a slope of 0. All right, and then last but not least, if you end up with, when you subtract your values, right, your y2 minus y1 over your x2 minus x1, you might end up with something like m is some y value over 0. If you remember back in elementary school, they told you you couldn't divide by 0. Okay, so you're gonna get something that goes up and down like, oh, that's awful. Let me see if I can erase that real quick. See if I can erase that. Get something that goes up and down like that. Maybe I can draw it better without the pen here. Probably not that well, but a little bit better. Right, you'll get something that goes up and down like this. Right, and we call that, if you get that situation there where your x's have been eliminated. Sorry, I didn't want to write over there. We call this undefined. Or no slope. Not 0 slope, but there's no slope there. Okay? Straight up and down line.